The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Go Cowboys! This is the Cowboys Shift.
They're going to victory formation.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Presented by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And now, your hosts, Mickey Spagnola, Everson Walls, Heckma Harrison, and Bill Jones.
Oh, what a beautiful 72 degrees summer morning it is here at the corner of Ventura and Vineyard in Oxnard, California. It's day number 11 of Cowboys training camp. Day number 3 in pads on the practice field behind us as we kick off this day. And there will be a National Football League preseason game played tonight in Canton, Ohio. Hello, football season, and hello to Cowboys Shift as Mickey Spagnola rolls his eyes. I'm Bill Jones with Mickey Spagnola and the 6-time Pro Bowler Nate Newton. And shout out right off the top to producer supreme Chris Beam, who has put me in the shade and Mickey in the spotlight today.
That's right. Just the way it should be, right?
Wow.
The sunlight. I don't know.
You're in the Mickey in the middle, and he's in the spotlight, he's in the sunlight, and you're going to be sweating by the end of this show. Nate Newton, how you doing over there?
Well, I'm excited to get this show started.
Are you stopping down to watch this game tonight?
No, sir. No, I don't. No, the Hall of Fame.
Panthers, Cardinals. Come on.
Right.
We're gonna, and in fact, I'm going to need to not only watch it but review it, because doing the preseason games, the Cowboys in a couple of weeks will be playing these Arizona Cardinals.
That's right.
So I need to study up on the Cardinals. I've seen videos on YouTube of how things are going on at practice on social media. Things appear not to be going so well for the Cardinals right now. But we're not here to talk about the Cardinals.
That's right.
We're here to talk about the Cowboys, and we've got so much to get to over the course of the next 45 minutes or so.
Well, I think you should start us off because you got to have a personal interview with Dak Prescott.
And there's the breaking news out of the Dak Prescott interview that I did yesterday is that he believes there could be changes at AT&T Stadium this season.
And what changes are those, Bill? May we ask?
Know that sun glare issue through the years there? We saw the World Cup. I just asked him right off the top. I said, well, Jerry says he's considering doing something about the sun glare issue, and I asked him if he would be in favor of that and would he lobby for that. He said yes and yes, and he said if Jerry is considering it, then I think it's probably going to get done. So there you go.
So it was tinted glass, is that right?
I think so.
All right. Did you watch any of the games from AT&T Stadium?
Yes, and got blinded a couple of times walking by.
The sun was on the darn field.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't know, bro.
They can play soccer with the sun out?
I guess. I don't know.
I just think it's much ado about not enough.
So you think the glare should be ignored? You think players should just make that adjustment? You know, and you into an NFC championship game and a player going across the middle and all of a sudden the glare hit his eyes. And it's a possibility.
See, and I don't know. Yeah. It's been over 17 years. It's just been part of AT&T Stadium. Okay, but I don't know that I have ever actually heard Dak talk about it. And he probably was asked about it at some point.
Right.
But my photographer Bill Ellis and I were both talking about it. I don't know that I've ever heard him issue an opinion on it, and he was forthright in saying, he'd be in favor of it, and he'd lobby to let's do something about it.
So fellas, I understand y'all want to make this a debate, and I'm gonna let y'all debate. But would you rather have that one in a lifetime chance of that glare hitting one of your players and advancing into something big, just that one time, when you could make sure that one time don't happen, Now y'all debate it.
And well, that's what I'm saying is, Nate, is that I think Dak agrees with you
Yes.
on that. Yes.
Well, what about a snowstorm?
That's for everybody.
No,
But
it's
that is not for a
everybody.
player that's running across the field.
But it could
Get ready
mess
to
them up. Right?
The snow is for everybody.
Snowflake might hit him in the eye.
That's right. It may hit him in the eye, but it can hit everybody in the eye.
So
the
sun
glare
doesn't-
can't just hit everybody in the air on this super play I'm talking about. Nah, Mick.
Just
Nah.
one person.
Yeah, Mick.
What
I'm
about
quite
the
sure we
TV?
got something more important to
Well,
talk about
you
than
can't.
a snowflake.
Here's the deal: you can't do anything about the snowfall.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
you could put a roof on top of your stadium. What are
They
you
got
talking
one.
about?
The Cowboys got
Buffalo
one. They
does.
already thought of that, Mick.
Buffalo doesn't.
Well, that's Buffalo problem.
Denver doesn't.
Denver has a problem.
Kansas City doesn't.
And they got a problem.
Well, okay.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
That's their problem. Our problem is a little glare here and there
A
that we
little
can
glare.
You can't. And
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it gets done.
fix. Well, if it don't get done, this is-
Buffalo's new stadium will not have a roof over the field,
Right.
but it is having a roof over the stands.
Oh, well, great. It'll please 70,000 people, right?
And that's what counts.
It's like
man.
Texas Stadium.
Right?
That's what
A
counts.
roof over the. Yep.
Today's. If we were in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, all of this you saying, Mick, I
Yeah.
would be wholeheartedly agreeing. But there is no reason in today's football where weather should decide a game. It's just weather should not decide a game when a person sits up and spends $300 and $400 a ticket. I tell people like right here, and I would stand on this. Everybody would have a different opinion if the media had to pay for their own tickets and parking.
That's right.
I promise you, everybody
That's
would have a
right.
different opinion.
Well, the sun's not in our eyes.
Yeah. There's Isaiah Stanback.
Isaiah
Look
Stanback
here.
has made his
Isaiah,
way
what's
onto
up?
the tennis court.
Boy, you get the NFL Network, and he don't even have to show up at his podcast no more. Wow.
Yeah, but he showed up at his hotel
Yeah.
last night, and they didn't have his reservation.
Oh, they didn't
Oh,
have
no.
his
He
reservations?
almost had
Oh.
to sleep on my couch.
Wow.
But he called in
He called
somewhere,
the right people.
called the right people, and he got a room
Call
probably,
the guy that
right?
can fix the glare.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Mick, I can't believe Mick, man.
No.
I can't believe Mick.
Does sun get in the right fielder's eyes in baseball?
You know what?
Yes.
I don't care about, but I care about the Dallas Cowboys and our fans and players.
Well, the
Well, and
fans
the
don't-
and the right fielder's got the whole inning to figure out how he's going to deal with it.
And he's-
A wide receiver like Isaiah Stanback coming over the middle, and he gets sun in his eyes right there.
That's so
It
funny.
happens all of a sudden.
You know what's so funny? Thank you, Chris, for putting Mickey in the glare. Since he loves it so much.
I love the sun.
That's right. Oh, I love it. That was great, Nate.
I've always, by me being a fan, and you all got y'all teams, I've always, when it was outdoors and everybody was outdoors, it's what it is. Now you have the option to build these mega stadiums, and you don't take the weather into accountability. You can do more in an atmosphere like AT&T Stadium than you can with an atmosphere like the Buffalo Bills. Now, don't tell me they may sell more alcohol. Yeah, okay, that's, because everybody hollered and drunk, but you can do more with a closed-in stadium.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah, and so we're sitting here because of fans. Mm-hmm. We ain't sitting here because the guys running around there with glare in their eyes, Mick.
Although I will say this, if I don't care if I'm watching a game and I don't care who wins the game and they're playing in the snow, I'm watching that game.
Yeah.
I love watching a game in
Yeah,
the snow.
would you like to play in it?
No, I wouldn't.
All right.
But
we
I
don't
love to
care-
watch it.
We don't care about that, right?
All right.
They don't water down the court in NBA to get it more competitive.
Okay, off that topic now.
Yes.
Off
So
that
now,
topic.
seriously, you ask Dak really good questions, but he brings up the sun.
Well, that was the one that had the breaking news. Everything else is.
Okay.
I'll say that Dak seems to be in a good place. I think that he is going into his 11th year now, 33 years old. And you saw it in his press conference last week. Urgency isn't the right word. He is pissed off that this team has not been able to have the playoff success, and he wants desperately to do something about it.
No.
And also, I think he is as confident as he has ever been that the pieces are now coming together where they can actually have a breakthrough here.
Well, I think number one, he sees and understands what's going on defense. So that gives the team a chance. And he has expressed that a couple times, like, we're not out here just to win with offense. It's got to be a team thing. And his reference is the defense has to do their part if this thing is going to come to fruition. And I think he feels like what he sees with the upgraded personnel, that they have a chance to be a much better defense. I know everything about Christian Parker, and I think he's doing a fabulous job. Hadn't lost a game yet, right? But the pieces they've put together for him to manage is significantly upgraded over what they played with last year. I went back and looked.
Yes, sir.
Season opener. 7 of the starters on defense are no longer on this team. 7, think about it. That's what they were playing with. And that tells you something about the personnel. There was one game in the first 5 that I looked, 8 starters are not here anymore. So they've upgraded the personnel greatly.
This is what I think, besides that defense that you're talking about, Mick, what I think really excites Dak is he has 2 mature receivers. He has a better than average running back, and he sees that his tight end can be special. And with Jay Ferguson, and especially Brevin Span Ford comes to life like they think he is, and I think he really believes that his offensive line is solid. I think he really believes, because he knows, from the injuries, from getting beat up, what a so-so offensive line brings. I think he's more confident in his offensive line this year. And yes, the defense will play a big part, but let's give him a chance. Let's see where this go. I know it's better than last year. Just lining up is better than last year. But let's just see how far this thing can go, after about 3, 4, maybe 5 games. And because even though these young guys and the mixtures of veterans are looking good out here in these practices, y'all know what it is when it comes to 100 miles an hour come Sunday or Monday or Thursday or whatever day the NFL decides to play on. So I'm happy for Dak, and he's in that place, knock on wood, that Romo was when it's what can you throw at him? What look defensively, coverage-wise, blitz-wise, scheme-wise, can you throw at Dak that he's not seen? Mm-hmm. That breeds a whole different confidence right there in itself. Just think, Drake May went to the Super Bowl last year, and you will see how people come at him totally different because they have a total book on him. You know that since you're a baseball guy, Mick, you know how somebody get the book on you as a pitcher. You go through the first time, you may not make it around the second time.
Sort of like Dak in his second year.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Not the first year.
Well, and then he's now with Schottenheimer being the head coach, and of course Schottenheimer was here before that too, but he's been everyone on this offense coming back this year, and they've been in the system for a length of time now, which gives him confidence. And you think about it, around the league, there's no quarterback in the league who's been with his team as long as Dak has been with the Cowboys as a starting quarterback.
Yes. You know what? Just a quick jump off the spot a little bit. You notice Coach Schottenheimer is everywhere now in practice?
That what
Yes.
now? Say it again?
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so back to Dak, but man, I was like, wow. I mean, he was in one-on-one pass rush the other day. I'm like, what? calling out. You know, they called one player to go over and coach said, "No, I want this guy." I'm like, "Okay, coach." So hey, he's everywhere, man.
You know, there's probably several reasons for that. One that jumps to mind immediately is his confidence in Clayton Adams,
Right.
Yes.
his offensive coordinator and as a play caller, even during practice out here.
And you saw that in his press conference yesterday, too, by the way. He was a little bit more outspoken about what's taken place on the offense, what needs to.
And you're talking about Clayton Adams' press
Adams,
conference yesterday.
yes.
We had a chance to talk with the offensive coordinators yesterday.
The best one was the defensive coordinator.
And
Yeah.
That's another guy that's everywhere. He doesn't just go with the secondary. That's his expertise. He's with the linebackers, the defensive line. You name the position, he's there talking to them, walking them through step by step on some of the things that they need to know.
And when we come back here on Cowboys Shift, brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, it's Miller time. It's Christian Parker time when we come back.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
We've all been there. You hold on to a coupon, hoping to cash it in at the store, but then you forget about it. And suddenly you've got a mountain of useless expired coupons.
Do you think this one's still good? Free milk.
Oh, mate, that expired in 1993.
Dang it.
Fortunately, there are better ways to save money, like by switching to Geico. You could save about $900 on car insurance without ever touching a coupon.
Ooh, how about this one? Half off floppy disks.
Now, you should try a bit of spring cleaning.
It feels good to save big. It feels good to Geico.
Back to the Cowboys Shift.
Watch the Dallas Cowboys practice at training camp presented by American Airlines now through August 18th. Join the team in celebrating 20 years in Oxnard, California. For more information, visit dallascowboys.com/training camp. And Nate, do you see how friendly the sun is? It lit up my read so I could see every word. You need the sun.
Yes, you do, Mick. Yes, you do.
All right, thank you very much, Mickey Spagnola, and welcome back to Cowboy Shift, presented by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Miller time. We had a chance to hear for the first time in this training camp from Cowboys defensive coordinator Christian Parker. And my first question, at the suggestion of Producer Supreme, for you, Mickey Spagnola, did you take a campaign and elections class at the University of Missouri?
I did not.
Christian Parker
He
took a
did.
campaign and
Yes, he
elections
did.
class in college, and one of the biggest influences on him as a coach was the professor of that class, Dr. Ernest McGowan.
Yes, sir.
But I didn't have a class, but we had a mock election, and I campaigned for whoever was running against Richard Nixon. How about that?
Wow. Well, way to go, Mick.
They should have listened to me.
All right, so your takeaway from hearing from Christian Parker yesterday.
Just how he kind of, number one, manages a press conference, for sure. Number two, his answering questions about communication, about detail. And I thought one of the best part of it is when he started going through guy by guy on his defensive coaching staff and talking about their benefits. And if you watch these practices out here, it's absolutely amazing how he's got not just him as a teacher, but everybody at their position is teaching very detailed. And I think that can only help to make sure what happened last year with all the missed assignments, busted coverages, doesn't take place again.
I agree 100%. It's just, Chris Beam, told me about it last night. He said, "You listen?" I said, "Nah." This morning, me and him was at the breakfast at the dining hall, and he said, "Have you?" And he put it in front of me. And thank you, Chris Beam, because this guy he's there. The campaign, what is it, campaigning elections?
Campaign and elections
there.
class at the University of Richmond.
This is what makes it special to me. And it reminds me of when Jimmy came in. Give me the players, and I'm going to get my coaches to coach the players. So now it comes down to, can the players comprehend? They giving it to you verbally, they writing it on a board, and they taking you out on the field and giving you an opportunity to go through it. Can you progress as you pick up next week? We got a scrimmage. Can you make these same calls? He's got everybody in the classroom talking out loud. Hey, he asking guys, "Hey, what is this? What is that? Who do you with? Who
and
are you
loud
with?"
too,
Yeah.
by the way.
So now it comes down to, once again, is the players going to respond and be responsible enough to do their jobs? That it at the end of the day, people, I'm talking to you guys out there that's football fans or, experts. At the end of the day, it still comes down to players. Can the players perform and be in the right position to make plays? And these coaches are trying to repeat to us over and over. We're giving it to them in every way, shape, and form. Now, are these players, have the scouts went out and got good enough players above the neck as well as physically to play this game?
And I'll reinforce what I mentioned about, and I wrote it on Mix Shots, about the change in personnel. At one point, all three starting linebackers are gone now, right? At one point in the season, three of the starting guys in the secondary are no longer here, right? And so they've changed things up. And one of the things what you said, and he talked about the defensive meeting room, he said it's loud, right?
Yes.
And when they had the former players in for that practice, I guess it was an OTA maybe?
Yes.
I was talking to Darren Woodson, and he said, "I couldn't believe how in tuned all the players were when they put a play up, and he picks out a guy and says, okay, now what's your assignment?" He goes, everybody knew what they were supposed to do. And he goes, it was loud. He goes, it was so detailed. He goes, I don't know if I could play today, that they had to worry
Woody
about
could.
so many different. Yeah,
Woody
he
could,
have,
yeah.
I know.
Woody could.
But his point was,
Yeah.
you got to know all this stuff to play for Christian Parker.
The thing that is sad about this is it shouldn't have got this way. But now it did in its past. But now we have to play some games, let these guys see it full bore. It's still going to be a few mistakes, so don't panic. It's still going to be a few mistakes. And let's let this thing work itself out. I know Dak is excited and he's Super Bowl, all this, and I understand. But our defense was poor last year.
That was polite.
Yeah, it was poor. So let's give them a chance. Let's give them a chance to because no starters, from the understanding I get from the head coach, is that no starters are going to play in the preseason. But we do have the scrimmages to look forward to.
Next Tuesday.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, and it looks like the Rams are about to add another player.
Yes,
they
I
had
saw that.
If he makes the team. I mean, he tried out yesterday.
It was technically a tryout, right? Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
He speaks of.
The NFL on their transactions report every day to the teams. You have to report who tried out for you, and so the Rams had to report that Aaron Donald did his official tryout yesterday, and Sean McVay said it's the greatest tryout he has ever seen.
Wow, that.
So he's liable to be suited up next Tuesday when the Cowboys come there.
Boy, wow! Back to the Cowboys.
Back on Christian Parker. And I agree with what you're saying, Nate, about it's about the players and so forth. But back on this coaching staff and the makeover that they did, and not only with the defensive staff, but even to the point of hiring Christian Parker as a defensive coordinator, the number of interviews they did, the due diligence that Brian Schottenheimer and Stephen Jones and Jerry, everyone did in order to hire the right people on this staff. Jerry mentioned they did 45 interviews all told, something like that in that neighborhood, and so they were turning over every rock to try to find the right mix of coaches. And what they found was a young staff that, when you listen to Christian Parker and just his description of guys on his staff, I don't know how long he went, but he went a good amount of time, about midway through his press conference, detailing the resume of certain coaches and how this coach's time, I'm just throwing out a name here because I wasn't able to
Derek
keep
Ansler
up.
from Alabama, and how did he get
right,
on
or
Alabama
a guy,
staff,
or one of them who coached
resume?
at William and Mary and his time at William and Mary and what he did there and how it can help him here and so forth. But it was just right off the top of his head, able to just spew out the personal details and the resume of everybody on his coaching staff.
Well, he went a good 10, 12 minutes. And you're right about how he pointed out everybody that he spoke to or spoke about. Oh, I take it back. I had the wrong one. His last answer started at 16:30. So 16 minutes and 30 seconds. So he went 17, 18 minutes doing that. And it was one guy after another, and he still knew all about him, right? Now and
even as it applied to their current role on this team.
Right.
And Scott Simons, the linebackers coach, and his experience being a play caller as a defensive coordinator, how that's going to help him because he's got people on staff who have been in roles like that. Nate, going back, go ahead, Mickey.
I was going to say now what Nate was talking about, the players, and Bill and I have had this conversation before. If you think about it, Quinnen Williams only played 7 games last year, right? Savon Revel only played 7 games last year. Kenny Clark got here the week of the opener, right? He didn't have any training camp with the Cowboys. Rashawn Gary is the forgotten guy that they've brought in on that defensive front. Deron Bland missed a whole bunch of games. So there was some injury stuff or late arrival stuff that took place last year that these guys now have a full off season and not wasting time on some guys that are no longer here. Some of them, of their own accord, they're not here. So yeah, I think the additions they made from outside and the advancement of guys inside have made a difference in this personnel.
Now, Nate, coaches on those Super Bowl staffs of Jimmy's in the 90s, those are guys that had been together. A whole bunch of them have been together in college at
Oklahoma
Miami, and
State,
even going back
all
to
the way
Oklahoma
through.
State. That's exactly right.
Going back to
the connection was
Syracuse, right?
Oklahoma, Syracuse, Pittsburgh.
No, not
and
Oklahoma.
Miami.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
There's a difference, as you know, between
Yes, it
Oklahoma
is.
and Oklahoma
And he
State.
wouldn't let you make that mistake, right?
Let's boom the Sooners.
But Tony Wise was one of those guys
Yeah.
that was an OSU guy, and then Miami and
Syracuse guy.
Yeah.
It just those were the main colleges: Oklahoma State, Syracuse, and Pittsburgh. They all seem to have a little connection there. You know?
You think about the staff, and then Norv Turner was an late ad after a couple of years.
Who was that, sir?
Norv Turner was an ad
Right,
after
and that
what was going on.
the MVP.
Yep.
He was the MVP.
So a coach can make a difference.
Brother, can he? Let me tell you something.
Especially
He came in and simplified our offense and took advantage of who we were as offensive linemen. And, man, Norv, thank you. That's all I can say is thank you.
Well, and then defensively with Dave Wanstedt as your defensive coordinator.
You know how they have started putting assistant coaches in the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Norv Turner needs to be in there.
Brother, he is one of the best ever. He was a quarterback. He is a quarterback guru, and I think he got. I know he didn't agree with me when he became a head coach, and I was like, that's not Norv, and I did not mean it in a
Right.
bad. But bro, the ultimate offensive coordinator, I promise you, Jimmy Rally ever. Like I know a lot of head coaches say, run here, pass here, run here. You didn't have to tell Norv nothing. He knew the game. He knew how to protect the defense. He was the perfect play caller. He could set a guy up and kill him in the last 2 minutes of a game. I don't want to get on Norv, man. He was great. And most of all, he was great for Troy. He was great
His
for Troy.
roots were at USC with John Robinson there as well. And
Let me tell you how well he saw the field. We were in a press box that I think it was the heating vents were open into the press box, and we could hear the coaches, right? And so they go to the line of scrimmage, and Troy's under center. At the snap of the ball, Norv is yelling in his headset. Now, this was before the quarterbacks had hearing things.
Right.
And he's yelling, Troy, throw the such and such ball, throw it. And it's like, I'm thinking, he hasn't even finished his drop back, but he saw it, and Troy threw it just where he was yelling. He saw it that quickly, and we heard the whole thing. It was absolutely hilarious. But that's how well he saw the field.
He was different, man. This cat was different, and everybody don't have that. And we'll see. We'll see with this defensive coordinator.
all right,
We'll see.
and Mickey alluded to the offensive coordinator Clayton Adams a moment ago. Well, I get more into that and much more. It's Hall of Fame weekend in Canton, Ohio as well. We come back here on Cowboys Shift, presented by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Miller
drank a
time.
bunch of them during the game, please.
We all do it. You keep singing the wrong lyrics to a song even though you know they're wrong. You stick with them.
So, what you're saying is, it's I love you, babe, and not lasagna, babe?
Reminds me of how people might be sticking with the wrong insurers. But switching to Geico can get you the right coverage for the right price.
Oh man, this whole time I thought Fire in My Heart was referencing the heartburn from the lasagna.
I hate to break it to you, mate.
It feels good to get it right. It feels good to Geico.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/cowboys.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
In football, defense wins championships, and every homeowner needs a team that has its back when it counts. A home warranty is the defense Cowboys fans select to defend against repair bills. For a little over $1 a day, when something breaks, you pay a small fee instead of the full repair. Select Home Warranty, the official home warranty of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit cowboyshw.com and use promo code BOYS to protect your systems and appliances. That's cowboyshw.com and use promo code BOYS to protect your systems and appliances.
Back to the Cowboys Shift.
Welcome back to Cowboys Shift, presented by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Miller time. We're getting closer and closer to the 6th practice of this training camp. On this, the 11th day of camp, 3rd day in pads. You can hear a little bit of the DJ has struck up the music in the background, which tells me that the gates are opening here at a long line of cars and fans ready to descend today. It's Heroes Appreciation Day today, by the way, as the Cowboys honor our not only the military heroes, but law enforcement and the first responders today. It's an annual tradition here at training camp. Mickey, in our last segment here, I want you to throw in another thing on Clayton Adams. You mentioned him briefly last segment. You talked about how you can tell from the first year to the second year as an offensive coordinator, a little bit of a difference in him.
Yeah, I think he was more somewhat outspoken on how he answered questions.
Anybody in particular caught your that he was talking about?
Well, he talked about Jaden Blue.
That's exactly the one that I was thinking
And he
of.
said, somebody said what had been holding him back, and he said so far it's been the consistency. We're looking for it for every
which is what he
day.
said last year as
Right.
well, and he
did say he
is making progress.
Right.
There's
said
a
it
lot of
improved.
growth there, but that's still one of the things that they're working through with Jaden Blue.
I thought one of the other things interesting was on Ryan Flanoy. They asked him about what's the difference, how he, as he talked about, Ryan did. Last year I came into training camp as the number 6 receiver, and now I come in as the number 3 receiver. And Clayton Adams said the thing that has improved is he's got great instincts and he's using them. It's not like, it's like step 1, step 2, step 3. He's playing football.
And it's
and
not
that's
just the
what
instincts.
caught them.
It's some players are slower in the learning curve and so
Right.
forth. From a mental standpoint, he gets it. He's taken it to another level, which is why he is able to have more success at now he's older than most players coming into the league because of his journey, 3 different schools and so forth, and going through the whole COVID pandemic year as well, where he didn't get to do anything. But there's a lot of players that come into the league that they don't progress like what Ryan Flanoy has from a mental standpoint, and that's one of the keys to him emerging in the last year as truly the number 3 receiver on this team.
I like the point that they asked him why he switched to number 19, and he pointed out he understood the tradition of 88 with the receivers. He goes, but there's a little tradition there with 19. He knew about Miles Austin. He knew about Amari Cooper.
Did he know about Lance
He
Rensel
did
and
not.
Lance Allworth?
And when I did my note, I said, how about Lance Allworth and Rensel? There was one other 19 that I came up with. They were pretty darn good, right?
They were, exactly.
The other person, he gave a little insight to Tyler Guyton with the elbow thing that kept him out of practice on Tuesday. He said it sounded to me, the elbow thing, they just wanted to look at it and be cautious. So we'll see where that goes today, because after they announced he was going to be the starter, there was no
that
more
was a super battle, man.
Right?
I just want to say, boy, way to go, man. Wow. And Nate Thomas right here, like,
and then
wow.
the one thing that's gotten in his way his whole career is not being able to play through injuries or getting injuries, and then there he is sitting or standing out there with a sore elbow.
Yes, sir.
So that's got to
Nate, as an
clear
offensive
up.
lineman, when you see Tyler Guyton line up out there and the physical traits that he has and so forth, what do you see?
I just hope he can get through the injuries. I think it was on you guys' show when we was back in Dallas, and everybody was talking about the battle of Nate and the battle of Guyton. I say, fellas, I stopped everybody. I said the battle is not a battle. The only battle that this kid got is his injuries. If he don't get injured, the job is his. If he get injured and Nate Thomas come in and play well and it's 3 or 4 games, then he may not get his job back. But until he get injured, it's Tyler Guyton. And I always thought that, and I'm going to believe that. If he starts the season tomorrow, it's Tyler Guyton. It's never been, to me, it's never been a battle.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Guyton has always been fighting himself. He got the skill set.
Look at the physical dimensions, the length.
Yeah, he got the skill set,
Right.
So,
And then for Nate Thomas, his battle is to potentially prove that he could be the backup swing tackle.
yeah.
And not force the Cowboys to go out there and bring in some 35-year-old tackle that has experience to do that job.
Yeah. The thing is, you have to be, you don't have to be. You can do what you want. But as a coach, you have to be careful when you tell guys one thing and all of a sudden it just changes out of the blue. Coaches have that right. But when you, as a coach, say, hey, I got Mickey and I got Bill and I'm going to make them 2 battle. If you don't say nothing, they don't know. But if you say something publicly, that means that these 2 guys are aware of what you're saying. And then another step further, you go plan it out. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. 1 week, this guy. Next week, this guy. And it didn't even get to that. It did not even get to that. So what do you think Nate Thomas is thinking? I understand you do have to stay a professional, and I've seen guys work through it, in which I think Nate Thomas will work through it. But as a coach, what are you saying? What are you next time you come to me saying, hey man, it's all yours, it's kind of confusing.
Well, we'll see where this one goes.
Yeah, because I remember, Jimmy just broke my heart one time. He just walked. It was Eric Williams' second year, and we was at Austin, and he walked right in the room, swung the door open. How you guys doing? We said, all right, coach. Eric Williams, you the right tackle. And walked out. And I'm like, wow. I'm just sitting there stunned.
Really?
I'm sitting there like, but at least he didn't play no games. It wasn't no battle. It just, and I went straight after that was over. You know where I went? Like, hold on, this don't work that way. I was the starting left guard, and you made me go to right tackle. Okay, coach, you mean to tell me you going to just take the job?
So that was Eric's rookie year?
Second year.
Okay. And the other part of the story is Jimmy told Tony Wise that Eric Williams is the starting right tackle.
Right.
And Tony Wise was debating him and said, well, now, coach, I don't know if he's ready, and Nate Newton did a good job. What am I going to do with him? And Jimmy basically, and Wise told me the story, and he goes, Jimmy basically telling me, you figure it out.
Yeah.
But Eric Williams is the starting right tackle.
Yeah.
You figure out what to do with Nate.
And he didn't have to figure it out, because I went to Coach Johnson and said, I was the left tackle. I was the left guard. You say you wanted the 5 best. Am I not still one of the 5 best? He said, yes, you are. I said, well, Coach, I'm the left guard. He said, all right, you'll be the left guard. So when we went back in there, they told Kevin Gogan, Nate's the left guard.
So do you think that Jimmy figured that would happen? That
Brother,
when he went into that meeting and told Eric Williams, you're the right tackle, he knew good and well that Nate Newton was not going to like that.
Oh, no, right? I said, no, man. And Kevin Gogan was mad. But you know what, man? My hat's off to Kev. He never came at me funny. He never acted funny. He never – I mean, he was pissed off about the preseason games because that means he had to play more during the preseason. But after that, it just –
How many Pro Bowls had you been to at that point in your career?
None.
See,
not yet.
It worked out
right?
pretty well.
Yeah, none.
Worked out pretty well. I think Jimmy knew what he was doing.
Yeah, brother. I don't know if they knew what they was doing, but I ain't want to ride that pine.
And I bet what Jimmy loved most about that is that you came to him and said, no.
Yeah.
I'm one of the top 5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But it happened also at defensive end when they decided Tony Tolbert was the starter over Jeffcoat.
Yeah.
And Jeffcoat didn't take kindly to it either. As a matter of fact, I knew it was happening. I wrote the story. Jeffcoat got mad at me, and I was like, I didn't make that decision. I just reported it, right?
All right, last minute here, and I just want to say one thing. I am one of the biggest Savone Revel fans now after sitting down with him, and Mickey heard the interview. What a terrific human being, number one, he is, but I am rooting so big for Savone Revel. The journey that he's taken to get to this point, and he's battled a ton of injuries throughout his high school and college career, and he is one of the early stars of this camp, and he's got tons of potential. And I can see why this team believes in Savone Revel.
Did you get a better idea of how big he is?
Yeah, he is.
They list him 6'1". He looks like he's 6'3".
The scouts called him a condor with his long arms.
Right.
When they were scouting him, and but the makeup is exactly what you're looking for too.
So he gets done.
He could have played for Al Davis.
Right. He gets done with the interview. He shakes hands with Bill. He shakes hands with Bill, the photographer, and I'm just standing there watching. He comes and shakes my hand, too. And it's like, right, I'm not a part of this.
Okay, so he was at our hotel last night because he's got family in town.
Right.
Okay, and my photographer, Bill Ellis, got done with our 10 o'clock live shot. He's back and he's got all his gear with him, and he sees Savone on the elevator. And they say hi to each other. And then this is what kind of person he is. Savone then asks Bill if he can help him with the equipment to bring it to the room. I mean, that's what kind of human being we're talking about.
Trayvon Diggs would have done that.
See, all right.
I know.
We're out of time. Enjoy your Hall of Fame weekend. And
why didn't you fly with Mr. Jones?
And we'll see you next time here.
Is it next Monday?
Y'all are Tuesday. I'm flying back Monday.
Oh, you're
y'all. Yeah. Can me and Mick do it from out here?
Producer Supreme says.
I don't think he liked your suggestion.
All right, and so we'll see you next time here on Cowboys Shift.
Shift it out, baby. Shift it out with the T.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!